Welcome back to another triangle
In
strategy.
his time, Lord Simon protected the Roselle who fled Hyzante, and the village they established within the Wolffort domain.
So that's what happened last episode. Here we are again, caught between whether protecting the Roselle or sending them over back to Hyzante. Really cruel decision if we do, but we did it last lap. But in the first lap, we defended them, and we're looking to defend them just because we want to recruit Trish this time around.
30 years have passed since then. The Hierophant uses the illegal salt trade incident as leverage to demand those Roselle be sent to the source, where Hyzantean faith dictates they must reside. To secure the Hierophant's goodwill and the subsequent protection of House Wolffort, Serenoa has no other choice but to acquiesce. Thus, with House End ruined and a vacant position among the Saintly Seven to be filled, rumors of House Wolffort's ascendancy start sounding more credible than ever to the people of Hyzante.
Lord Serenoa, I believe it may be in our best interests to turn over the Roselle after all.
But they fought so hard to escape Hyzante. They would never agree to return.
It would be a show of good faith to the Saintly Seven and secure House Wolffort's safety. If the situation calls for force, well, we must be prepared, to borrow Minister Exham's words.
I see. Give me time to think over the matter. Where is Frederica?
Oh, she left for the source with Prince Roland. She said she wanted to see where the Roselle lived for herself.
Ah, indeed. Hyzantean law requires all Roselle to make their home at the source.
She is most troubled over this, Lord Serenoa. Please, if you could...
I understand. I will make for the source at once.
Silvio Tellior, I presume?
Who might you be?
Someone who brings good tidings. An offer you may wish to consider.
I am ruined. Who would want to offer me anything?
It is Minister Edor's wish. Will you hear me out?
One of the Saintly Seven? Then you are Hyzantean.
My master is eager for your assistance, as you are quite close to House Wolffort.
Since we're looking to defend the Roselle, we're gonna be facing Silvio this time again. Well, we faced him last lap too,
Thalus, thank you for making the necessary arrangements.
but at least he was an ally at first, along with Rufus.
No need to thank me. I am your Prime Minister, after all. I have made sure those with any power in Glenbrook understand their place. They will do as we command.
Then everything is in place. It is time.
Is there nothing I might do to aid you, brother?
If there were, I would tell you. And the consortium, Thalus?
Oh, I expect we shan't have any trouble from them. I have promised them a considerable sum to stay out of our way.
Good. Now it is just a waiting game. I wonder how long the Hyzantians will last.
Please, I'd only like to glimpse the goddess's sacred grounds for myself. It won't take but a moment.
That may be, but outsiders are not permitted into the source for such frivolities. And you are Rosellan. You ought to understand the teachings better than anyone.
Frederica.
Serenoa, forgive my impulsive behavior.
There's nothing to forgive. I too wish to learn more of the Roselle and Hyzante. Not knowing would make my decision easier, but still I feel I must.
Serenoa? From House Wolffort?
The very same. Lord Serenoa Wolffort. The one who will assume control of the salt trade in short order, as House End once did. To that end, we are here today for a preliminary inspection of the grounds.
So the rumors were true.
Well, are you refusing the newest addition to the Saintly Seven entry into the source?
Of course not. Please, right this way.
Let's remind ourselves that's pretty slick of Roland for someone who's just been listening to everyone around him for the longest time.
All right, you Rosellan wretches! Time for worship! Minister Edor of the Saintly Seven himself will be giving the sermon today. You should be thankful. Heed his word, and your sins shall be cleansed.
Roselle, do you know why you are imprisoned at the source, condemned to toil? It is because your ancestors committed the most heinous of sins. Long, long ago, they schemed to seize control of the salt that the goddess bequeathed to the people of Nozelia. They seized the source for themselves, wresting every last grain of salt from other peoples, desperate for the resource. Using the salt they hoarded as a shield, they terrorized the land, destroying any who stood against them in their thirst for domination. Fanned by their greed, the flames of war long ravaged our land. Countless innocents lost their lives. What a terrible, arrogant people! Their cursed souls dwell within you, their progeny, to this very day. Indeed, the proof is in the very color of your hair. The same red as the blood that flowed from their countless victims.
Our people sinned against the goddess. We are a detestable blight upon Norzelia.
Oh, goddess of salt, please, forgive us our sins. Forgive us.
Do not despair, for the goddess of salt is ever merciful and kind. She grants even the worst of sinners, even you, a chance to atone. That atonement will only come through hard work here at the source. By quenching this earth with your sweat, by giving your lives to this labor, your cursed souls will be cleansed and welcomed back to the goddess's side. Only then, when your sins have been washed away, can you hope to be reborn into a pure body and once again walk upon Norzelia. People of the Roselle, surrender your lives to the Source and give your thanks to the great goddess.
O goddess of salt, for you I give myself, stained with sin as I am, to the Source. Thank you for granting us the chance to atone.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is enough. Now take that gratitude and turn it toward your work.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing.
This is atonement? And the Roselle accept it as a fitting punishment? Even if that story Idor told is true, no sin warrants this kind of cruel retribution. Hyzante maintains control over Salt now. Are they then not guilty of the same crime?
You are right. But this is as the goddess of salt commands, is it not?
Time to see for myself what goes on at the source. Well, we've done this plenty of times now. They force young and old alike to toil in deplorable conditions and have the audacity to call it atonement. They don't even tend to those who collapse from exhaustion. They treat my people worse than criminals. It breaks my heart to behold such cruelty. I can scarcely imagine what it must be like to suffer through this. Yes, this is the grisly secret beneath their claims that all are equal before the goddess. The lie upon which the holy state is built. And it is a powerful state at that. Much as I agree, we cannot oppose them so easily. It sickens me. Well then. Yet for all that polished armor, I'd wager the Roselle's cracked, salt-crusted hands are cleaner than yours. How can the Holy State allow a man in this condition to continue working? The Wolffort boy is right in front of you. So they would install me as overseer of the source if I can find my way into the Saintly Seven. In Roland's route, Roland becomes the Minister of Salt. Or is that right? From what I remembered, yeah. The treatment of the Roselle here is utterly inhumane. No crap, Roland. Okay. Like I said, not much going on here. We should return to the encampment. Time to make a decision whether we want to defend them or turn them in.
This is more awful than I imagined.
Will you still send any Roselle in the Wolffort domain here? Force them into a life like this?
It isn't right. It isn't just. I don't care that it would ensure our own safety.
Indeed, it would be unforgivable. What is just is constantly in flux depending on the circumstances. That said, protecting people is always the right thing to do. Wouldn't you agree, Serenoa?
I feel the same as you both, but...
My apologies. I didn't mean to place all the blame on you. Still, we continue stumbling on the path before us.
Serenoa and his retinue return to their domain, their every step weighed down by the heavy task Hyzante has placed upon them. Elsewhere, the newly restored kingdom of Glenbrook begins to take action under Queen Cordelia's leadership. The kingdom issues a joint proclamation with Esfrost against Hyzante, halting all trade and severing diplomatic ties with the Holy State.
Esfrost and Glenbrook signed an agreement denouncing Hyzante.
Word only just arrived, and it is no mere rumor. They've issued a formal proclamation.
Preposterous! Gustadolf must have forced Cordelia's hand. This is sure to make Hyzante cease salt shipments to the consortium. All this denouncement will do is hamstring Esfrost and Glenbrook both.
My brother, Gustadolf does not fight battles he cannot win. I'm certain this is part of some greater ploy.
Well, they have the Grand Rosellen mines having salt
All
crystals.
Roselia stands on the precipice, but of what I cannot say.
Each nation is making its move. We too must take action to secure our position before it's too late.
By which you mean expelling the Roselle?
To protect the Wolffort domain and its people, no one would dare hold such actions against you. Lord Serenoa, you must make a decision.
Fetch the scales.
I saw what it is truly like at the source. The Rosellen are forced into back-breaking labor. No decent man would condemn another to such a fate.
But if we refuse the Hierophant, we will face the same dire consequences as House End. Should that happen, the Roselle would still be lost, would they not?
Then you think it is right to sacrifice the Roselle to save Wolffort?
No one is saying it is right, but a decision must be made. We must prioritize our own survival. That much should be clear. And survive we shall, if we can secure Hyzante's aid. Unless you know of another way?
Serenoa, I beseech you, not as one with Roselle blood in her veins, but as a person, as a Wolffort. You cannot give up the Roselle to Hyzante.
I appreciate each of your arguments, but we cannot debate this forever. It is time to decide. Once more to the scales of conviction.
We need Hyzante's support if we are to reclaim Glenbrook. But it comes at a price, one the Roselle under our protection must pay. So we're gonna defend him this time.
Say.
I witnessed Hyzante's treatment on the Roselle with my own eyes. They fled here in search of protection, and there's no way I could subject them to that cruelty yet again.
We must decide.
Yeah, if we defy the Holy One, everything we have done until this very moment will have been for naught. House Wolffort needs Hyzante's support if it is to survive. It pains me to have to say this, but the situation leaves us no choice but to surrender the Roselle.
We must decide.
I thought you might be opposed. I should like to hear your thoughts if you are open to sharing them. Your feelings for your people are praiseworthy and every bit befitting of your station. But the situation that surrounds us cares little for feelings, and it is also your duty as Lord to approach it rationally. It appears our views are at an impasse. Allow me to ask you one more thing, my lord. The political climate took an unexpected turn once Esfrost cuts ties with Hyzante.
Certainly not.
How do you believe House Wolffort should conduct itself going forward? I see, so you would use our might as a bargaining chip to secure Roselle's safety.
However...
But I must remind you that in Hyzante, the goddess is absolute, as is the word of the Hierophant. We cannot be certain if this matter is even up for debate.
I am decided.
In any case, tensions between the two nations are rising, and fast. We must be prudent in our actions.
Aye, lad.
Aye, lad. My lord, everything we've done until now has been for the people. And the Roselle are our people too. There's no way we can just hand them over to Hyzante. Not gonna surrender to them.
Lord Serenoa.
House Wolffort has overcome countless hardships to get where we are now. If we refuse to relinquish the Roselle, we will meet the same fate as House End. Our first priority must be of our own survival. If we do not survive, we can do nothing for the Roselle. You believe we must protect the Roselle? Why?
Perhaps.
I see, so we can use the Archduke's decree to our advantage. Aye, even a great nation like Hyzante can only survive so long on its own. No one can tell what Esfrost is scheming, so the Holy State is undoubtedly desperate for a trading partner. And we could use that desperation to secure the Roselle's safety. They would hardly be in a position to refuse, especially while preparing for their battle against the Duchy. It is a path worth considering.
If so...
If so, do you harbor any doubts about the state? Holy State, my lord. Your fear is not unfounded. Very little is known and even less seen of the Hierophant.
No.
But even still, the Holy One sits atop the Holy State. We must accept that if we want Hyzante's protection...
I must hear what the others think.
I understand your concerns, my lord. I have my own doubts, truth be told. Probably did convince her. I saw the way Hyzante treated my people at the source, Serenoa. It breaks my heart just thinking about it. There is no question in my mind what we should do. I absolutely refuse to hand the Roselle over to those monsters.
What do you need?
What do you need? Well, the Roselle in that village are those who fled Hyzante and their descendants. If the Holy State asks for their people to be returned, we have little room to argue, and if we refuse, we will be branded as heretics. But bending the knee would earn you the title of Saint, Lord Serenoa. I think it is in our best interest to obey for now. Bend the knee. The Roselle are people of the Wolffort domain, but if we defy the Hierophant, we'll face the same fate as House End. And I am at a loss. And Lord Cernawas, so you think we should protect the Roselle?
Truly?
I must admit, I was also caught off guard by the Archduke's decree. It could be a harbinger of war indeed. And if we are on the brink of battle, the strength and expertise of House Wolffort would prove invaluable to the Holy State. We may be able to leverage that to gain some sort of concession from them regarding the Roselle.
I don't know what to do.
Personally, I agree with you. I don't want to surrender the Roselle, but are there any other reasons you want to protect them? Lord's pride? Not liking it? Or for wifey? I see. I feel the same way. As a member of the Kingsguard, I cannot let the subjects of Glenbrook be treated so unjustly. This is both my pride and conviction, and I would like to see them through until the end.
I don't know what to do.
The more I think about this, the more my heart aches. I don't feel like I convinced anyone decisively, but I feel like this should be easy anyway. Oh, we haven't even convinced Gila. So you would choose to protect the Roselle. Might I ask why?
Yes, I see.
It is only natural you would want to protect your people, as your father did, even more so now that you have seen the source with your own eyes. It might be said that earning the great power of a saint requires great sacrifice, but I fear we could stand to lose much more than that in the process.
I require some time to think.
Do we focus on what we stand to gain or the weight of what we might lose? The answer is not a simple one. Alright, time to commence voting. In a sense, we're kinda like Silvio anyway, just focusing on prioritizing the house over anything else.
It is time to cast our votes.
We just have a hard time deciding versus him knowing what to do from the get-go.
We face a difficult decision. Do we surrender the Roselle living in our domain to Hyzante, or do we defy their orders? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
You make a convincing argument, my lord.
Okay. Benedict, we convinced.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Okay.
I cannot agree to this.
Oh, of all people, Anna.
I have faith in you.
Okay, that's 3 anyway. It wouldn't matter.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Damn, Anna. Just be the spy you are. You don't have to think.
The way forward is decided. The Roselle are our people. We must shelter them, even if it earns us Hyzante's ire.
Hyzante's gonna run them over, but we have a key to that. We have a solution.
I suspected it would come to this. We have chosen our path, and now we must see it through. We will refuse to hand over the Roselle to Hyzante.
Fight for our people.